Hello, I'm Addison, and I'm doing my rhetorical analysis final on The Simpsons. I chose Season 25, Episode 1.
America faces an ominous new threat, terrorism.
We must be vigilant, secure every home, every church, every quickie mart, and presidential library.
I grew up in a little town in Arkansas, whose name, ironically, was terrorism.
When this episode first starts, we are presented with a few images. These images represent pollution, toxic chemicals and pollution in the ocean, raids, wars, and fights, and also terrorism. These are all real-world problems for us. I believe analogy would be best represented here, as it's comparing two things like these world problems in a cartoon versus our knowledge of these problems in the real world. This sad imagery that is shown to the viewers makes us viewers feel remorse for them. We know what they are going through because this is also happening to us. Us as the audience feels connected to the characters in the show because we have something in common with them and we feel for them and what they are going through. In these scenes representing raids and wars, you notice the two main characters are a mouse and a cat. This is an allusion of the other famous cartoon series, Tom and Jerry. This show is centered upon the rivalry between a cat named Tom and a mouse named Jerry. This scene shows a war going on between a cat and a mouse, making reference to that show and the battles and war that they fight against each other.
We must be vigilant, secure every home, every church, every quickie mart, and presidential library.
In this scene, George Bush is shown repeating the word every after he says to lock up every home, every church, and every Kiwiki market, and even the library, to bring emphasis to the situation because he wants the viewers to know how serious it is and the significance in locking their doors. This shows what could really happen if you don't lock your doors, and it scares the audience into following his directions. When the whale's head lands on his head, this is irony because in the 19th century, a tooth was taken out of a whale and engraved with Abraham Lincoln's head. This was now represented in the cartoon by landing the whale head on top of Abraham Lincoln's head. When these two government officials are shown in the first scene, one screen is flipped upside down and the other screen turns red in a dark color when he begins to speak. I believe that this represents government corruption. This is also another example of a real-world problem that we are trying to solve right now. When using this short intro for the beginning of a Simpsons episode, it is a good rhetorical choice because it draws the audience into the episode. We now want to further see how the characters are affected by these situations and what they do. Towards the end of this Simpsons episode, we are presented with the same factory that we have seen in the first clips.
I'm not blowing up the plant. Just harmlessly stopping it from doing more damage to Mother Earth.
Towards the end of this episode, we are shown Homer's side on what is going on and how he is going to affect the situation. Homer is normally a very dumb and goofy character who only really cares about himself. When he took a trip for a convention, he was changed by an ecological activist, hippies, who made him a new man. He shows up to the same factory that we see in the first clip and makes an effort to save the environment, showing a side of him that we have never seen before. The audience feels a bit of relief knowing that something and someone is helping solve these world problems. Since The Simpsons is a sitcom, The characters will have no memory of any of these events happening in the next episode, so the importance of these problems have no effect on them.